looks like it's where it's done.
So don't drop it.
They're having a big ass wave down.
I would. You want that back?
Yeah, get my back off the ground.
Just gonna hold it there. Fuck it in or something. Huh?
It might get wet.
No, it says you will get wet. You might.
You backtrack and do it.
Mantenga las manos, brazos, pies, piernas dentro de la pausa.
Fine,
One on
keep
the
your arm
ground.
on.
Don't put your hands outside.
Are you still live or kick you off? What do you think, Javen? What do you think so far? What do you think? What are you thinking about? What is happening? What's happening in your head?
And then we're going to go down like two.
Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna do something over here. Yeah,
Probably.
I mean, I'll try not to.
A little bit of rapid.
So do I get to do it like finish Everett first and do it first yesterday?
Oh! Ow, that hurt my ass.
Yeah.
Did you feel the bugs crawling in your
Oh, look right there. Right there. Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look.
Oh, that's suncraft. Really fast.
Oh, big drop.
Oh, God.
Thought there wasn't any drops, Javen.
I thought there were two.
Oh, God.
All right, hang on.
Here we go. I didn't say that. I said there was a lot of water. I thought that signified drops.
I didn't know there were drops.
Oh, my
Look how wet my screen is.
I did not see that.
Look at my...
Look at my screen.
And I really want to be wet.
Like hybrid shorts. Oh, my camera lens is... Okay, here we go. Oh, God, here's a little cave segment.
Here's more.
Oh, okay, here we go. Look,
Oh, there's been that.
this is actually a really cool ride.
Huh?
A lot of good theming to it, huh?
Oh, here you go.
Here's another one.
I hope not.
We can always come back
Yeah.
after we get everything else set and whatnot.
Yeah, it's done.
Please remain seated and keep your hands in the expedition guide lets you know if your food is exit. Please step carefully out of your raft and onto the platform. Be sure you have all your gear. You'll need it for your next adventure. Thank you.
It's nice to go in all this to us.
Bienvenido a bordo del
I know.
COVID's got its upside.
Yeah.
The downside.
Good lot of water.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I didn't get to see it. I just took it all in.
I think it was zoomed in the entire time, I think.
Backpack stayed here. We're all good. Backpack's
That may have been the water.
backpack took a little bit of water.
Backpack's a little wet.
That's alright.
I'm gonna tell you the wet. But of course we're drying in mere seconds.
Oh, man.
Well, Jimmy, what do you think? What do you think, Javian?
Can we go again? There's nobody here.
Alright, watch your step right out this way.
Straight to start.
Real mad.
Straight to the start. Hopefully I can hold this. Yeah, I think so.
There we go. Set. How to show them. Birds, get out of here. You're not going to want to be here. There they go. Why they made the handlebar so forward ahead that you can barely hold it.
Somebody's short arms like me can hold on to it.
Especially if you're recording.
Oh, I expect to be
Yeah, me too. I thought it was recording. Hang on tight. That's the head of John. Sitting still.
Okay, here we are.
Such a nice breeze. You feel the nice air there?
I hate heights.
Because they're so tight. I hate heights.
I hate heights.
Oh, we're all the way up.
Bad.
Can't go up any higher.
Don't even see me, but I'm shaking.
I generally mind that.
This
That's
place is
correct.
empty. Like, this is like one of the only rides open here.
When did it go on Primeval?
But they're permanently closing it. Whoa. Whoa, what
Is that
the?
you?
No!
That was not you?
I'm leaning. What the?
Dude, we're leaning so hard.
We're leaning.
We're rocking.
We're leaning, we're rocking. Well,
For a spin.
Please stay seated until the top 2 o'clock takes you a complete stop.
I was a little bit off. I missed a tiny bit of the ride, but you get the gist of it.
Come on.
Come on. You get the gist of the ride. It spins and it goes high. Oh, next ride. We're going on Dinosaur next. Here we are. We're on Dinosaur. Oh. Yeah, these glasses.
Oh, they got a big pouch.
Ever Mario on Toy Store.
I keep forgetting to take it off.
Hey,
You want to hold on down
so
here?
we're on
okay?
Dinosaur. Full buttons.
Polar coordinate system, Rita.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, here. Here you go.
Time travel commencing in T
Out there.
minus 10 seconds.
You're not gonna be able to see anything. It's probably really loud.
This is Seeker. Listen up. We've got to get in, grab the Iguanodon, and get out before that asteroid hits. Let's roll.
This is kind of like Indiana Jones. It's just like a different variation, I guess. And it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud too.
Okay, now let's go get that dino. Computer, what are you tracking?
Styracosaurus.
Not our dino.
Warning, meteor shower in range.
Just little one.
Oleoram.
Hey, you spit that out. That's a choking hazard.
Hadrosaur. Raptor.
Time to get serious. Locking autopilot on homing signal now. Hang on.
Wow.
I'm tracking a big dino on the snow. Could be ours. Computer, full stop. Identify.
That's our guy.
Carnotaurus.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go.
Yeah. You should probably get away from it.
That's not our
Oh,
guy.
you should. No, it's wrong.
I thought that was our guy.
That's the opposite of what we want.
Another big guy coming up. Computer. Slow Still not our dino, but at least this one's a vegetarian.
Okay.
Asteroid impact in 90 seconds.
It is loud in here.
What?
It is loud in here.
Incoming!
Asteroid impact in 60 seconds.
We can't stop now! Keep going, keep going!
Comms on Nasus.
Computer, what's happening?
Loss of traction.
Four-wheel drive, move it!
Oh, that's not what we want.
Warning, meteor strike.
Evasive maneuver! Left, right! Right! That was close!
This is not what we.
Computer, now what?
Carnotaurus.
That's it!
I did
Abort
too.
mission!
I blinked too.
Abort!
Iguanodon.
Forget it! Get them out now!
Asteroid impact.
Brace yourself! This is it! They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
Mission accomplished.
You made it! I knew you would. I guess you made it back with you. I better find it before security does. Thanks for everything!
That was so loud.
I know.
I couldn't hear myself.
I don't know if I can see myself putting up the mask on. There's a mask.
Sometimes it's I
Please
totally
gather
think
personal belongings from the pouch in front of you
I
and
know.
remain seated until the rover comes to a complete stop.
Your mask. Make sure you look it. Okay. I think Benny actually kind of liked it. I'm gonna ask him in a second. Remember. What do you think, little guy? You like it?
First section of the reserve is known as the Little Aturi Forest, home to many animals that use camouflage to their advantage. It's a lot like the Aturi Forest, but little. You can see over on the right-hand side, Okapi. Okapi are people think related to zebras because they have similar stripes on their hind legs. I can see the confusion, but they're not related to zebras at all. In fact, they're the only living relative of the giraffe. Just like giraffes, Okapi have long, prehensile tongues that allow them to grip onto the branches in the vegetation and lick their own eyeballs. Don't really know how licking their eyeball helps them survive in the wild, but it's a cool fact. Prehensile is a word you might hear a few times out here in the animal kingdom. Prehensile simply means the ability to grip and grab things with. Here again, you learn to do. Up at the top of the hill here is a saddle-billed stork on the right-hand side. See a little yellow patch on the bill that might resemble an English saddle, hence the name. We named everything the way we named the saddle-billed stork. We simply called giraffes long-necked brown animals. Some names are pretty straightforward, some names are kind of fun. Some bongos up here, and you see around us. Bongos are known as the ghosts because they are rarely seen. They like to hide out in between the trees and the bushes with those vertical stripes, keeping them blended into the vertical lines that run through the forest out here. Though they're a little bit braver and extroverted,
Right there.
knowing that they are on a protected reserve and don't have as many wild predators to worry about. We have to protect the animals from their wild predators just as much as we do from human poachers. Now, I do like to take a moment to mention to everyone that everything's going to look slightly smaller. It's good to get an idea of the scale of the animals that we see out here. From the ground to the top of the door is about 6 feet. So the ground to eye level is anywhere from 7 to 8 feet, depending on how tall you are, giving you a perception of the size of a lot of these animals.
Are you okay, David?
Like the hippo, for example, on the right-hand side. Pretty large. Hippos are actually 3,000 to 4,000 pounds, but they eat nothing but salad their entire life. So don't worry, you can have the chocolate cake. It works out fine. Hippos have a large incisors in their jaw, despite being herbivores. The incisors are used for self-defense and territorial disputes. They do not eat meat, and contrary to popular belief, they don't eat normals. They can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes. Excellent swimmers, so they often prefer to walk along the bottom of the river. They'll come up every now and then, they'll take a breath, and they'll dive back down, avoiding the harsh rays of the sun. At nighttime, though, they have been known to wander up to 6 kilometers away from their favorite watering hole. Now, here in the logs, those are the pink-backed pelicans, getting the name because their back turns a brighter shade of pink during the mating season. Named it similar to the saddle-billed stork. The pink-backed pelicans are also one of the largest species of birds that will still nest in trees. Just remember, we do want to keep that pink covering on. There are a lot of people that come in and out of the back rows of the truck. We want to be courteous to everyone.
Hey,
around
put
us.
your mask up that way.
The hippos do communicate with each other later in the evening, usually what's known as a wheeze honk. It sounds probably exactly like you think it would sound. In any combination of wheezing and honking. So if you come back later or wandering an area that is known to have hippos at night, you probably hear them. It's pretty loud and very distinctive. Now, on the left are some Nile crocodiles, so I'm going to be nice and careful on this bridge. Nile crocodiles have a bite force that is strong enough to crush the bones of their prey. One of the strongest bite forces in the animal world.
Right there, see? Do you see
There
it?
he is. I see him. I
But
can
they
record.
can be gentle when they need to be as well. They'll make with their jaw will roll it against the back of their teeth, breaking the shell down. But not applying too much pressure. They don't want to compromise the structural integrity of the egg itself.
Okay.
So very, very finite control. I think it really cool. Another great thing, the difference between alligators and crocodiles. Alligators you see later, crocodiles you see after a while. Alligators will also not have the teeth sticking out of the sides of their jaws like you saw in the crocodile. Crocodiles generally have that toothy smile. It's one of the easiest ways to tell the two of them apart. Now the next section is going to be one of the most iconic views. We leave the forest and explore into the savannah grassland. Picturesque, almost so beautiful I can hear Elton John singing in the background. The savannah grassland is a really unique ecosystem. On one hand, it's not quite hot and arid enough to be considered a desert. On the other, it's not nearly wet or rainy enough to be rainforest or wetlands, so it's both at the same time. It goes through intense periods of drought,
bumpy.
followed by long rainstorms that seem to last forever during the raining season. Thinking of it that way, it's like a day in Central Florida. Meandering his way around there on the right-hand side. Known for the giant horns, Ankole cattle are distantly related to Texas Longhorns, the only domestic animal on the reserve. Domesticated by the Watusi tribe ages ago. The Watusi tribe, as why they are sometimes called the Watusi cattle.
Sit.
The horns are full of a honeycomb lattice work inside of them that keeps them lighter weight and also allows them to be used as a temperature control mechanism. Sunning the horns during the cooler days will warm the blood vessels up inside. Keeping them shaded and pumping the blood through them quickly will cool them down. Now, the animals on the left, my personal favorite on the reserve, are the African wild dogs, also known as the African spotted dogs.
Look at those doggies.
They're the most successful predators in Africa, known to stalk their prey to the point of exhaustion and make their move. Working as a team, it's a lot like watching a well-planned football play out.
Look at mood. Look at me, the noise.
African wild dogs do communicate with each other very frequently in a series of small yips, or I call them squeaks. Some a little like a squeaky toy, very high pitched, really short and tiny. On the left-hand side are some sable antelope, known for their ability to fight back against prey in a fight-or-flight situation. They almost always choose fight,
Where?
using those big horns to their advantage.
Get right there, see?
The wildebeest up here next to these Ankole cattle.
Look at
The white-bearded wildebeest are known for population density. They will congregate in the second largest population density of any animal in the world. The animal that groups together with the largest population density are human beings. But the white-bearded wildebeest will migrate in herds over the millions, over 500 miles across eastern Africa, in what is known as the Great Migration. 500 miles on a map looks like central Florida to about central Kentucky, if you want more of a visual representation of that.
But one of them like actually made me go up. The rock said something on it. I don't know what it said though. Okay, there's
A couple different animals up here on the right hand side. Some of the zebras are obviously easily recognized for us. The stripes are a form of disruptive camouflage, though,
there's
to
something.
confuse their animal predators. The tinier ones are known as springbok for their ability to jump in spring. They'll jump 6 to 8 feet vertically and 13 feet laterally, frolicking, as is known, across the savanna. Small leaps. They also use that to evade predators. Total opposite strategies for the same thing. Dazzle of the zebra. Jazz hands are required. Right here on the left is a tower of giraffe, another one of my favorite animal group names. A group of giraffe known as a tower, and a group of giraffe on Halloween known as a tower. They do have long prehensile tongues, so which you might get to glimpse of. Their tongues are out of their mouth for so long, they actually are dark gray and black color in order to avoid being sunburnt.
It's you.
Giraffes spend most of
Your
the day
family.
eating. They eat for about 20
This is your
hours a
stop,
day,
Jamie.
just like
Sorry.
I did on quarantine.
You have to go. It's only right.
Yeah.
They only have to sleep for about 40 minutes at a time, though. Getting their sleep in 5 to 10 minutes power naps at all different hours.
Oh, look how blue that water is. There's like blue water there. Look how blue that water is.
Over on the right-hand side, by the cliff edge, you'll see it.
Oh, he's coming out. He's coming out.
Ask an elephant. If you ever forget what continent you're in, you can look at the ears of the elephants that you might see and tell whether or not you're in Africa or Asia. If you don't see any elephants, you're somewhere else. Unfortunately, though, my road is closed. I could jump it. No, too close to the elephants. And I hate to startle the elephant, that'd be quite the stampede. I think I'm gonna find a shortcut. Oh, let's see. There's a map in the glove box. Now, I'm a man. Using a map is like admitting defeat. Let's see here. Bridge looks about as sturdy as everything else on I-4. I'm gonna go poly over it. If you've been on I-4, you know why. Last time I was on this bridge, it almost collapsed, tilting dangerously. But it's okay. It looks like they've used more duct tape since then. Alright, and we made it. Don't worry, folks, I got this. I take these 2-week safaris every 20 minutes. Alright, it looks like we are here in the red clay pits. Exactly where you want to be if you're looking for elephants. You can see on either side of the clay pit, that's normal. So there's a chance we might find the rest of the herd. Keep your eyes peeled. Elephants eat the red clay because it is high in nutrients, a very concentrated nutrient boost. It's a lot like taking a multivitamin for us. A lot of minerals. But elephants are very social creatures, so they might have wandered off somewhere, migrating throughout their favorite areas. For a while, we were a little confused by elephant behavior. Everything about them suggested that they were incredibly communicative. However, we never really heard them speak. Found out very recently, a few years ago, that they are talking very frequently, but on a frequency that is below the range of human hearing. It's actually too low for our ears to perceive, but nonetheless, we did confirm our suspicions that elephants talk a lot. They do eat a lot as well, not quite as much as giraffes, and for a totally different reason. Elephant digestive systems are very inefficient. 40% of everything an elephant eats comes out the same way.
Sit down.
It was easier to adapt to eat more than it was to recode your entire species to have a better digestive system. So that's what they do. Here's the herd here. They were just hiding behind some of the trees. You'll see elephants using their trunks pretty frequently. Elephant trunks are incredibly versatile.
Right
They
there.
can grab onto something as small and delicate as a penny or a peanut, but they can also grab onto things like the base of a tree and rip it out of the ground. You know, everything in between.
You love elephants.
They flap their ears a lot. It's a way to cool themselves off. They have tiny blood vessels that run through their ears, similar to the Ankole cattle. By fanning cooler air over the ears themselves, it's going to circulate back into their cardiovascular system and drop their temperature down. Some greater flamingos here on the left, one of the largest species of flamingos.
Look at the flamingos.
Also some flamingo chicks around with them.
Those are cute, they are.
Flamingo chicks are going to be that gray color.
Hey, you. What is that up
They
there?
will slowly turn pink over a
Looks like a
2-year
jungle.
period.
Like tables and stuff.
Probably.
Not quite as little
Oh, it's
anymore. They
probably
get to be fully grown after about 6 months. There's still a couple of littler ones there.
Hey,
They eat brine shrimp high in beta carotene. That's what gives them their pigmentation. Also, little folks feed on algae in the pond. Penguins are omnivores, or flamingos are omnivores.
Look at the rhinos.
oh, it's covered in mud
Here
in
are
there.
the white rhino in their mud pit.
Oh no, that one isn't covered in
They
mud.
cool
That was
themselves off in the mud
in
pit.
the
It also
shade.
protects them from the sun. Sunscreen. White rhino and black rhino, though, are both gray in color. Name comes from a mistranslation. The Afrikaans word white, which means wide. Somebody heard it and said, that sounds like the English word white, because that's how languages work. And the names, well, they stuck. We have white rhinos, and we have black rhinos, both gray in color. But wide was in reference to the mouths of the white rhinos. You can see they're nice and square, very flat upper lip, wide face. Black rhinos, on the other hand, have a pointed, prehensile upper lip. So very distinctive difference. White rhinos are slightly larger, about 1,000 pounds larger on average. What's a few thousand pounds between friends? Rhinos can run about 35 miles an hour, which is more intimidating when a 5,000 pound rhino is charging at you 35 miles an hour. That sounds.
Why are we rocking so much?
I think it's a safari, right?
I know.
Now up here I see a few cheetahs.
Rocky.
And cheetahs are the fastest land animal. They'll run 0 to 60 in just
Where are
3 seconds, faster acceleration than my car. And they have long claws that are permanently extended, unlike other species of felines. It allows them to grip on and have some extra traction when they need it to reach their top speed. Because they are sprinters, not marathon runners. They're going to need every extra bit of help they can get. They also have a powerful tail. It's very muscular.
You know, try to rock us
Also
here.
change direction quickly. Now here on the right-hand side is a Bontebok, one of my favorite success stories in the conservation world. At one point in time, there were only 17 Bontebok left in the entire world. They were believed to be extinct in 1901 simply because we didn't know they existed. But some kind farmers in Kenya brought the Bontebok in together, started taking care of them, and after some intensive conservation efforts, are now back at sustainable population levels. They're no longer endangered and they're thriving out in the wild. So really turned them around quite a bit. Took the greater part of a century to do so, but we still did it. Dens on the left. Warthogs are one of the more intelligent species in the world. They are related to the domestic pig, not closely, but somewhere along the lines. Warthogs actually burrow backwards into their dens with their tusks facing forward, the largest burrowing land mammals, as a matter of fact. Their tusks facing forward helps them defend themselves, a very defensible position if anything comes too close. And another crash of rhinos, a group of rhinos, by the way, called Crash. Ironic though, the most famous warthog ended up being named Pumbaa, the Swahili term for dumb or foolish. Someone found some irony there. Now, the last section of the reserve is Magadi Glen. Magadi Glen currently recognized. One of the great things about the reserve is that we can always look to improve the habitats of the animals that we protect out here. And manipulate the terrain and landscaping to our advantage in that respect. But it is closer to the village. Looks like our safari is coming to an end. I know what you guys are thinking, that 2-week safari sure did feel like 19 minutes and 35 seconds. But that's what happens when you have a good time. I hope you enjoyed your safari out there. If you did, my name's Noah. This has been Kilimanjaro Safaris. If you hated your safari, don't worry. I'm Chris from Orlando. This is the world famous Jungle Cruise. As we're heading on our way back, if you're inspired by the safari and want to know ways you can help the animals at home, you don't have to look any further than your own backyard. Simply planting some local plants and native flora is a great way to boost your local ecosystem. Help out all sorts of pollinators, especially that live around your area, boosting your favorite snacks. Local plants also just tend to grow easier, so if you don't have much of a green thumb, you'll have a much lower maintenance landscape by planting your native plants around. 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, endlessly important, not to sound like a Captain Planet episode or anything. There's a good chance to double check your rows, make sure you have everything that you got on the truck with. It's always gonna look down below. It's a pretty bumpy ride. You'll never believe how many things fall out of even my pockets up here. It's a long swim back to Africa at the end of the night. If you want to see some more animals today, I highly recommend the Gorilla Falls Walking Trail. It'll be just after you exit Harambe. You can head down a little bit closer to the village, and instead of turning left, you turn right, and you head down through the trail. It can take as long or as short as you want. It's a walk at your own pace, self-guided experience. See animals like gorillas, obviously, but also meerkats and naked mole rats. Some fun ones like that. Rafiki's Planet Watch is a really fun time if you're really into the conservation, want to see a behind-the-scenes look. Some of the things we're doing to protect these animals. Also features the animation station, so you can learn to draw, or in my case, pretend I can draw your favorite animals and your favorite animal characters. I did try to draw Simba once. He looked like a dog.
We have 2 more rides and we're done, okay?
I'm just impressed it looked like an animal at all.
We have 2 more roads and then we're almost done, okay? Sit down, mother. Sit down.
We don't want to say goodbye here at Harambe. It's a little too formal and far too sad. Instead, we're going to say Kwaherini. Kwaherini is a Swahili term that means to go well. I think that's much more poetic. Just hold tight as we pull up to the dock. You're going to hear the native call of an African safari truck. It just means I'm close enough to the dock for you guys to hop out.
Get you going, okay? Alrighty.
Kwaherini, friends. Go well and go wild. Go